This is our second video here in chapter 14. We are studying the mortgage payment, and in this section we are going to be looking at how to fill out an amortization schedule by hand. We will also look at closing costs when it comes time to actually get and purchase a home, and all the fees that go along with it. So an amortization schedule is basically it's a schedule or a chart that shows how much money goes to your principal, how much goes to interest, and it shows every payment that you make over the course of a, let's say, 30-year time frame. All right, these are the steps right here in order to do the calculations. So I would recommend you pausing the video here and copying down your steps. We will go through each of the steps by hand when we do our first example, but at least get down the process that we're going to use. We are going to go ahead and advance to our first example where we actually are filling out an amortization schedule. Here, example 2 says prepare an amortization schedule for the first 3 months of $50,000 mortgage at 8% for 3 years. This is actually the same example that we had just done from example 1. So we already know our monthly payment is $367. If you do not know your monthly payment, you would need to use table 14.1 to get the table factor. To get your payment. Okay, so but we already know our payment in this case, and so this really, our goal is to show you how to fill out the schedule. All right, we've got to fill out for the first 4 payments. Actually, this is for the first 3 months right here, 3 months. Okay, so if you have a mortgage for $50,000, our first line right here really is not indicating a whole lot. It just shows that we are starting a loan balance of $50,000. So our first payment, of course, we do pay $367. And in the steps that were provided for you, you can see here that once you figure out your monthly payment, the next step is to calculate the interest for 1 month. Interest for 1 month. It is simple interest. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our $50,000, multiply by our rate of 0.08, and multiply by our time for 1 month, which is 1/12. You actually do this each time. This gives us an amount of interest that is $333.33. Now your next step was to figure out how much of that payment went towards the principal. Okay, so you would take your $367 and you would subtract the $333.33. Okay, $333.33 went to interest only. The rest goes to principal. That is going to equal $33.67. So now what that means is we have a loan of $50,000, and I can subtract $33.67. So now I have a balance of $49,966.33. Okay, so you can see just by one payment, your mortgage does not go down by very much. All right, our second payment is still $367. That payment doesn't change. That's a fixed payment for the 30 years. Now my balance, though, is $49,966.33. Still multiply by the 8% interest and the 1/12. And this gives us interest of $333.11. Now, I need to subtract my payment of $367 minus the $333.11. So the only amount that goes to the principal this time is $33.89. So take the $49,966.33 minus $33.89, And now your balance is reduced a little bit more to $49,932.44. So you just keep repeating this process. If you would like to try the next step on your own, push pause, but I will continue to complete this last payment for you. $367 is still the third payment. Now my monthly balance is $49,932.44 times the 0.08 times the 1/12. That's still principal, rate, and time. And we get $332.88. That amount goes to your interest. The principal amount is 367 minus 332.88. So another small amount going on to the principal, but you can see each month you're having a little bit more, just a few cents here. And so now we need to reduce that principal by that $34.12. So now at the end of 3 payments, your balance is $49,898.32. All right, so that concludes our 3 months. So I will give you just an idea again what we're doing here. Your monthly payment stays the same. You figure your interest, principal, rate times time for 1 month. And then these two sections here you subtract. You subtract the amount of your, it's these two sections. You subtract your amount of your payment minus the interest. This goes on the principal. And then you can see each time you subtract the amount that goes on the principal. Also notice your principal goes down a little bit each time. But this is how you do an amortization schedule. If I were asking you to do it for 30 years, you would have to do it for 360 times. Now obviously we're not going to do that. We're just going to be able to do it for a few months. Now what I would like you to do is I'd like you to try the try it, and we'll jump over to Part B in the try it's. If you want to go ahead and fill out this amortization schedule. The first thing I need you to do is find your payment though. What's your monthly payment? And you want to use table 14.1 to do that. And then of course you can ignore this first line here. We just have a balance of $750,000, so you'll actually start with payment number 1. All right, go ahead and pause the video and do your amortization schedule for the first 4 payments. I will reveal the solution. Probably will take out most of the work it takes to get to the actual amount though. All right. All right, here are your results then of this amortization schedule for those 4 months, but I just want to make sure that you do check your payment, make sure your payment was $761.25, and the rest. I did show some of the steps throughout the first month and a half of the payments, but the rest of them I do just have the numbers. All right, now we're going to finish up this one with how we can do closing costs. So if you want to go back then to this part of your packet where it says title deed and closing costs, settlement and closing statement. When you buy or purchase a home or land of some sort, you have to close on it, and that's when it actually becomes yours. You become the owner. These are all the fees and the charges that go along with that. Sometimes you have to pay them. Sometimes the person that is selling will pay. It all depends on how it's all written up. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at how we can figure these costs. Most of the time you're going to be given certain percentages, and we'll work this problem out here. Example 4. All right, Barry and Donna Schwartz are purchasing a $180,000 home. The down payment is 25%, and the balance will be financed with a 25-year fixed mortgage rate at 6.5%, 2 discount points. Barry and Donna Reed signed a sales contract. They put down a deposit of $15,000, which will be credited to their own payment at the time of the closing. In addition, they have all these other charges, and we'll come back and we'll pick those charges up. But if we want to, I'm going to break this up here into section A, section B. If we want to figure out how much the Barry and Donna have to pay, first of all, we need to know what their down payment is. $180,000 times 25%, and that is $45,000. Okay, they're putting down $45,000. However, I don't know, in the middle of the reading here it says they had to put a deposit of $15,000. So they already paid part of that amount. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract that $15,000 now. So at closing, they are going to have $30,000. Okay, there's one of our amounts that we're going to have. It also says that they are paying 2 discount points, and that each point is 1% of the amount that's being financed. Well, they're going to be financing $135,000 because remember they put $45,000 down. So we just need 2% of that. And 2% of $135,000 is $2,700. They have to put that down in the end. This is one of their charges. So we got the discount points. We've got the $15,000 that was their credit. It says in addition they must pay a following expenses. So here's all of the others. I'm just going to go ahead and add these together. All of the others. We've got credit report of $80. We've got appraisal fee of $150. We got insurance. It's 0.5% of the amount financed. Let's go ahead and figure that one in here too. 135,000 times 0.5%, 0.005, and this amount is going to be $675. So I'm going to go ahead and add that in here, $675. That's going to be that 0.5% amount financed. $200 for a title search plus $200, and we've got attorney fees of $450, so plus $450. So basically when it comes down to it, let's go ahead and add all of these others together. Looks like the others add to $1,555. So let me review the amounts here that we just came up with. We had $30,000 down because the $15,000 was credited. That was that original deposit when you make an offer. You have the $2,700 here. That was the discounted points. And you have all the others of $1,555. So when you add all of those together, the Barry and Donna Ray Schwartz, they are going to have a total of $34,255 when they close on the house. They're going to have to drop that check. Okay? All right, now let's look at the other half of the scenario. The sellers. The sellers are responsible for a broker's commission, which is 6% of the purchase price. The purchase price was $180. The actual how much it was sold for. So 6% of that is $10,800. Okay, they're going to have to pay that to the broker. $900 in closing costs, so they're going to have an additional $900. And they have an existing mortgage balance of $50,000. They still have $50,000 to pay on their mortgage. Well, let's total all their expenses. If you add those all together, you are going to get $61,700. So the question is how much will they receive in proceeds? Well, if they sell the house for $180,000 and they still have $61,700 at the end to pay off, then the difference is how much they made on that property, $118,300. There you go. So those are the amounts that we're looking for. That is how you deal with a closing and all the fees. All right, now if you'd like to move over to your part D here. Do the try it part D. I know you don't have a lot of room, but if you just, maybe break